This video is only one part of an in-depth review, so check out the rest at thegoodride.com. Thanks for watching.
Here at The Good Ride, we've never lied. Our job description, a board trier. And here is the prior.
Fissle, to be specific. And we rode this right before the COVID-19 shutdown. And we rode this with Union Atlas Adidas Tactical ADVs. And to give you a short summary, this is just a good old school traditional free ride board that just does everything an old school free ride board should, except give you more float because it's got a little early rise.
Yeah.
It is a powerful groomer carver, a bomber, and a big powder floater. And as you can see, it's a pretty big size compared to these guys next to us.
Huge board, and it feels like it.
And sizing wise, Peter and I, with our size 9 for me, 185, size 8.5, 175, we seem to be scaled proportionally except for height. He and I both fit this board really well. We could throw it around and manage it the way it should be managed, and it's made to be a little bigger than your average board.
It's made to feel like a big board ride.
Like, think of one of our favorites, the Rossignol XV. It shines at a 167. It shines like it's the most fun when it's big.
Yeah.
And this is one of those boards like that. And although it is just so different from that XV in so many ways.
So different.
Yeah. But that's the best way you can describe its sizing. And shape-wise, it's tapered. It's directional. It's got a long, super pointy nose, coming down to a rounded tail, a good bit of setback on board, and a decent setback on side cut if I remember correctly. The camber profile, you can see, has just a nice healthy camber between the feet, some early rise in the nose and such. And the on-snow feel of this, it's a big board, so even hybrid camber it feels a little more full camber because of that. I mean, it's not like what you would experience for a board this size, but if you compare it to the boards next to us, the Fissle and the Spearhead and the Kyber, this is the Fissle, you'll see that, this just feels like it has more camber, just because it's bigger. But it can skid turns and handle things, if you get off your game, better than a board this size in full camber. Not for beginners or intermediates. It's for the advanced rider. And would you agree?
100%. This is absolutely for an advanced rider.
Yeah.
Not even intermediate. Not messing around. This is a freaking big boy board.
It is. Yeah. You got to put your big boy pants on when you go out on this.
You really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And talking about the flex.
That's
Flex with sound effects. Sound of flex?
Sound effects.
Oh boy. Eat your heart out, Jimbo. Eat your heart out, Jimbo.
That was such a Jimbo.
But anyways.
Yeah, it's a stiff. But Prior has this cool personality. I just love the way their boards flex. I love the way they pop and yet still feel damp. It's just got this unique... super damp.
Yeah, it's got this really unique, cool personality. Yeah, buttering. You got to be strong to do it.
Yeah, if you're buttering it, you're watching the wrong review website.
Yeah, you don't need us.
Yeah.
If you can butter that hard. Yeah. And if you can get... but this board has pretty easily accessible pop for riders like Peter and I. And probably like you, and that's why you're here, because you like the voice of the average guy. And I would say, speed-wise, this thing had, like, all Prior's bases are just so glidey.
This thing's got balls.
They're on the top of the top when it comes to keeping its speed, picking up speed well, and then keeping its speed after it gets there. This is the board I want to be on. Let's say there's one of those days where you've got a long traverse in, just an amazing run, and then a long traverse out. And as long as it's not too like tight spot kind of weirdness, this is the board I want because you're going to be passing people. This has that glide like the Jones boards, like Gentum stick boards, like almost there with Gentum stick.
I really like to describe it as like when you're on kind of like not the steepest run,
It's a low angle
and
beast.
you're kind of having just a tough time keeping your speed. A board like this really just excels in situations like that. Where
you
it
said
makes
it
you
right,
feel going
man.
a lot. It makes you feel like you're going a lot faster than you would normally on other boards in those low angle runs.
And you said it right. This, I mean, it's not like it's going to fall apart in the steep terrain, but it really comes alive at like Mount Bachelor and Hoodoo where we rode this. Mainly Hoodoo.
You want a board with more glide to pick up more speed, you know?
Yeah,
when you're
totally.
in the super duper steeps, like you're doing speed management, you know? You're
Yeah.
not like necessarily attempting.
Yeah.
You're just like, holy shit, I need to go slower.
Yeah. Uneven terrain. Man, this thing is a chunder buster. If you're going through some tracked up snow to get some good snow, like not bumps and moguls, but like just tracks and whoops and stuff like that. This thing, or just carving down really like kind of hard micro bumpy terrain, it just absorbs everything. It just never gets from the base to your binding. It just stays in that board.
Yeah.
Takes it. It's like Kevlar or something. This flex personality is amazing for the dampness, and I love it.
A Thunderbuster.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know.
And the edge hold, good, not amazing,
Not
kind
amazing.
of good, bordering on great. About the best I think you can do with a side cut that isn't disrupted.
Yeah.
And then turn initiation and carving. This is a big board, and
Slow turn initiation. It does big carves. It's not good at circle carving necessarily as much as it loves those big
like
wave
speaking
line.
of our old buddy, the XV is more of a circle carver.
Yeah.
This is big, drawn out,
Big
powerful.
drawn out, powerful GS.
Yeah.
Just 5-6 turns down the mountain, drop the cliff, land.
But
Stick it.
it's open-minded to a slash. It's
Oh, yeah.
open-minded to some tighter turns. It doesn't just say no. Actually, funny enough, okay, here's the weird thing. And our experiences was limited, but the Camber I felt was less turny than the Fissle.
Yep.
And the Fissle is so much bigger.
Yeah.
Which was really weird. But you can see, like, in the shape and the profile of this, there's a lot of nose. There's, like, a nice hourglass figure here. And coming down into, so maybe that's why.
Just had some perfect groomers, and man, this is everything I thought it would be when I tried it last year. Just pretty quick turning for its size, really just fun, springy out of the turn, hard carving, just overall really fun, dynamic, damp turning experience.
And powder, we got a little powder, not the kind of powder we'd hoped for, but it was a rough season on top of COVID-19 for us. Maybe not rough, but just average to below average. Below average. This floated like it wasn't even trying, and it's the size, just that big, long nose that, set back on board. You're looking at something that has the capability to handle some really deep stuff. And while it's not like the perfect powder board, it is amazing because of its length. It just floats better than you would think because of that. And that's what it is to us. And overall, I like this. Probably other than the Spearhead, this was probably my favorite ride of the prior line.
Absolutely mine.
And if you like old school, big free ride, you remember the O's when we rode like 68s and 74s and
I remember
days?
back in the day when I was young. I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and I ride a prior again.
Sorry in form and sorry to you.
Beastie just taking 17 minutes to set up on a 3-minute hike.
It's taking you so fucking long.
Fuck you, man!
Woo! I think I got the vertigo, Pop. I can't see shit.
All our reviews are a best effort, objective opinion from an average rider's perspective. There's no brand oversight, and we're free to say whatever we want. We send back everything unless it's a favorite, then we ask to keep those or straight up buy them. Now, if you need advice, fill out the Me Harmony profile in the Contact Us section of the site. It's the only way I can help you properly. If you want to support us, and if what we reviewed appeals to you, it helps if you buy through our links. So, thanks for watching.